Hi, everyone. So today we're going to be focusing on the skill of I can solve word problems. And just like this last week, we're going to be focusing on multiplying mixed numbers. So the question that we're going to answer today is Mr. Ferrone runs a Mexican restaurant, which this is a true story. He actually runs one on Varick Street that's called Luna's. On Tuesdays, Taco Tuesdays, he uses 8 1/4 cups of salsa for 50 tacos. On Thursdays, he makes half as many tacos. How much salsa does he need on Thursday? So we know that from all of the practice that we've done over the past year, that when we start looking at a word problem, we read it once and then we go back and reread it looking for the important information that we can circle and underline. Mr. Ferrone runs a Mexican restaurant. On Tuesdays, he uses 8 1/4 cups of salsa for 50 tacos. On Thursday, he makes half as many tacos. Ooh. How much salsa does he need on Thursday? So now we have the important information that we need to really focus on in order to be able to solve this question. So I'm always going to start out by drawing a picture. So for this one, well, when I think of salsa, I think of it in a jar. Okay. And then this one jar is going to represent 8 1/4 cups. And then we also want to look at the other label that we can put, and we're going to put TU for Tuesday. And then Thursday, we're not sure how many cups we need of salsa in order to be able, that's what we're looking for. There's our question mark. So 8 1/4 equals 50 tacos. And we're not sure how many tacos this is going to equal. But we do know that it's 1/2 as many tacos from Tuesday compared to Thursday. So when I'm trying to solve this, I know that I'm going to need half as much salsa on Thursday compared to Tuesday. So I can set that up as a math sentence. So I can show 8 1/4 times 1/2. Because there's half as much. So we can do this one of two ways. We can do the area model, or we can do converting from a mixed number to an improper fraction. For right now, I'm going to do the area model just so that you see it a little bit more. So I'm going to show 8 plus 1/4 times 1/2. So over here, I'm going to do 8 times 1/2. And remember, when I have a whole number, I can represent that as being over 1. And then I can multiply across. So 8 times 1 is 8. And then 1 times 2 is 2. And then I can think to myself, how many times does 2 go into 8? 2, 4, 6, 8. So it goes in 4 whole times. And then I'm going to have 1/4 times 1/2. And I'm going to multiply across. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 2 is 8. And then I need to add up the pieces. So I have 4 wholes plus 1/8 equals 4 1/8. And then we always have to remember to make sure that we put in the units. Are we talking about 4 1/8 marbles? Are we talking about 4 1/8 elephants? Nope, we're talking about 4 1/8 cups. And then because it's a unit fraction, which a unit fraction is a fraction with a 1 in the numerator, it can't be simplified any further. And then to end it, I'm going to make sure that I have my sentence. Mr. Ferrone needs 4 1/8 cups of salsa on Thursday. Okay, so I've got my drawing, I've got my work shown, and I've got my sentence. So then we're going to look at this next part. How many tacos will Mr. Ferrone make on Thursday? So we know he makes 1/2 as many tacos on Thursday as he does on Tuesday. So we can show that as 50 tacos times 1/2. And then just like we did before when we were multiplying a whole number times a fraction, I'm going to show the whole number over 1 because 1 goes into 50 whole times. And then I'm going to multiply across. Remember, when we're multiplying fractions, we do not need to find common denominators. So 50 times 1 is 50. 1 times 2 is 2. And then I'm going to think to myself, how many times can 2 go into 50? So 2 goes into 5 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. When I subtract, I get a 1. Bring down the 0. 2 goes into 10. 5 times. 2 times 5 is 10. Subtract, and I get 0. So 2 goes into 50. 25 whole times. And that is in simplest form. So, Mr. Ferrone makes 25 tacos on Thursday. Okay, so what I'd like you to do for work today, you're going to go to our word problems page, which is page 6 in your packet, and you're going to complete these 2 problems. So you're going to want to make sure that you're showing your work. Try and draw some pictures over on the side, and you can always use extra scrap paper, and then you're going to complete the exit ticket on our Google Classroom.